Hello everyone, welcome to Down and Dirty. Today we're going to repair stripped out threads in the transmission for the pan. To do some just general maintenance on this, change motor oil, want to change the transmission filter, fluid, and pan gasket, because pan gasket was leaking. It's a cork gasket, I could see fluid leaking out of it. So I thought I'd just change all that out, and come to find out while taking the pan off, there were like 5 bolts that were not tight to start with. 2 of them I had to use ratchet to get them all the way out. They came with all the threads on them. The aluminum threads from the transmission itself on the bolt. The other ones had all partial threads on them. They were damaged. So went and purchased basically a helicoil kit. That's a name brand, it's not the one I have, but it's the same thing. So we're going to put those inserts in these holes. I got 5 I know for sure are bad. There was another one I thought was kind of iffy, but it did torque to 14.5 foot-pounds yesterday. When I was just checking to see how many of them were going to be okay or not okay. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put thread inserts in the transmission for the pan. So let's get started. Okay, so here's our oil pan. You see what bolts are missing. Those are the ones that didn't have adequate threads to torque the pan back down. So those are the ones we're going to have to put inserts in. This is one of the bolts. As you can see, some aluminum in it. I cleaned the one up that was completely full of aluminum, every thread. And I already cleaned that one up. Should have got that on video first. But so, give you an idea of what we had. We can get this where you can see it. Maybe not. Hope you can see that hole right there. It's pretty much nothing in it, no threads. See that hole right there? See that hole? It's got threads in it. Now the glare of the light is kind of bad, but right there you can see threads. Right there, no threads. Another one here, no threads. Here's one with threads. So that's what we're doing. We're replacing, putting inserts in. Okay, instructions say a 21/64 drill bit. That's what I have here. Anything here, let's try to make sure it's straight, or in other words, perpendicular to transmission. Okay, drilled out. Now we're going to tap it. Okay. All right, it's my tap handle. It's actually a ratcheting handle. You can flip it for whatever direction you want to go. It will ratchet, or you can lock it in to where it doesn't ratchet. So this is the tap that came with the kit. We're going to be using this wax material in the tap. It's really good for aluminum, good for everything. Made by LPS. It's this is the wax form. Comes in a tube. I know the names. It's all worn off now. I also have it in a like a gel, a squeeze bottle, like toothpaste tube, like a toothpaste tube type, which is good too. But that is runnier for something like this. So what we're going to do is we just take our tap and we just get that wax in the flute of the tap, or the groove of the tap. It's called the flute. Then we're going to start tapping. And again, you want to make sure, try to make sure that you are perpendicular, square, with the bottom of your pan. So your threads are going to be straight. Check it out good, make sure you're going in straight. So you go about half a turn, back it off. Go half a turn again, back it off. half turn again and we'll back it off. You're going to keep doing that. Again, we have to do this to, I know it's 5 holes. I'll look at the rest of these. I had one other one that I wasn't real sure the threads are like really okay. I put the inserts in. I'm going to put some blue Loctite on them. So I've seen these inserts come out before with your bolt, which is not going to be good because then you're going to have a chance of damaging aluminum housing of your transmission again. Okay, so we've got that one tapped out. So we can show you here. See those nice pretty threads in there again? Of course, those are threads for the insert, not the bolt. So now we got to put the insert in it. I'm going to want to clean these threads with use like a brake cleaner, contact cleaner, whatever you have. Even just straight alcohol would work. But I just want to make sure your threads are clean so your Loctite sticks. Okay, I'm going to blow this out with some compressed air first. See, I've got draped a rag on here. Keep from blowing anything up into the valve body or anything. I'll take some contact cleaner or brake cleaner. I got brake cleaner over there. All right, CRC, brake clean. So we're going to clean these threads out. Just want to flush that out good. Blow it out again, get the brake clean out. Blow dry it. Here's our blue Loctite. So I'm going to put on the thread insert. Here's our thread insert, our tool, OEM tools. Pick this up at AutoZone. So we're just going to put a dab on here. Don't want a whole lot. There's just a dab of blue. And again, that's just so this thing never backs out again. Okay, now we're going to put our insert in. Take it nice and easy, turn it in there. And that's it. Nope, a little bit more. I can feel where it's still sticking down a little bit. Well, make sure that it's not sticking down. That you get it all the way flush. I go a little bit past flush. Then they say what you do is you take this tool, the slot there, the tang on the insert, and you're supposed to turn this 90 degrees, shove this up in there, and hit it, and that gets rid of that tang on the insert so your bolt can go all the way up in there. It just breaks that off. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I might try to get another shot of it. I can see it, so I think you'll be able to. But anyway, that tang sticking out there, that's what you insert in the slot in your tool so you can screw it in And then just right around, and I'll point an arrow at it here on the video, see where they've got like a notch in that thing, so it'll break off. So when you turn your insert tool 90 degrees and hit it, it breaks that tang off, so your bolt can go all the way up and past the insert. And you want to do that and make sure that tang falls out of there, because if you have a blind hole, the first one I did is a through hole, so it doesn't really matter. It just popped out the top. But if you got a blind hole or one that's a bottoming hole, you want to make sure you break that tang off, that you get it out of there, so you don't bottom your bolt up against that. All right, well, there's 1 out of 5. So I'm gonna go get the other 5 done here. I don't think you guys want to watch doing another 5, but I've got 5 to do, so I'll get those done. Okay, so here we're doing a blind hole. This first one I did that I videoed, it was a through hole. So as I was tapping, the tap was pushing a lot of the material, the aluminum material from cutting the threads, pushing it out the top. And it's not that thick of a flange. That's maybe a 1/2 inch. I would say not to ever go more than 1/2 inch tapping into a blind hole or a bottoming hole like I'm in right now, because there's nowhere for that material to go. Once your flutes start filling up on your tap, you're going to just start damaging your threads. So in these bottom holes, what I've been doing is I go about 1/4 inch or so in, and then take the tap back out. And clean the flutes back out. So these are the flutes. Get all that material out of there. And then fill it back up with wax. And continue. About maybe every 1/4 inch of depth. That's how I've been doing these bottom holes. Just keep packing material in there and damaging these threads that we're wanting to restore. You don't want to mess them up while you're doing this, so your insert doesn't stay in. So that's what I've been doing. That's just best practice. Even those through holes, it wouldn't hurt to go even just 1/2 of the depth, again about 1/4 inch, and stop. I don't know if you can see on camera all the shavings that just fell out. The shavings that are in the flutes here. A lot of that is wax, but anyway, you get my point. Okay, that concludes this video of repairing damaged threads with thread inserts. Actually ended up having to do 7 of them. I know initially I said 5, but after removing the pan and getting started looking at it, I saw another one that over half the threads were gone, and I had the 7th one was looking bad enough. You can tell the threads were stretched and damaged and not completely there. So I ended up doing 7 inserts out of, I think there's 13 bolts holding that pan on. But it's all torqued down properly now, 14.5 foot-pounds, so we're all good to go. I'm actually filling the fluid level up now. I'm getting real close to getting it topped off at warm setting. So about ready to start driving this again. So, all right, well, thank you for coming. Like, subscribe, share. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Take care.